Oh, shut that off. Whistleblowers, we never trust whistleblowers there. We're always with the corporations. Always stand with them.
What's that one guy that exposed America and now he's living in Russia? He was on Joe Rogan twice.
Oh, Edward Snowden.
You mean Benedict Arnold's cousin, Edward Snowden? That's what he's doing. Snowden all
like his company,
money
you know
away.
how he was like advertising a bunch of like medicinal things. Well, apparently they were testing them on animals, but they weren't really treating the animals well.
Oh, right.
And it was like
that's what Dr. Oz was doing, right?
Yeah, a bunch of pigs, rabbits, and dogs, and it's like it's a lot of animals. Like damn, it's like showing like thousands. Of
What? He get in contact with my sister?
Welcome to Bro Taste This.
We are live. We are rolling, and we are rocking off the races.
Here from the edges of the Turtle Creek Valley,
The edgelord himself, Juan La Leyenda Barbo. Fuck, I wouldn't say
That
your
was
name.
good.
No,
That was
I was gonna say your name. We're not gonna give each other's real name out.
that's true.
Oh yeah, 57 now.
Yeah.
Now we stop.
Now we stop.
Now we stop.
And you know that voice, the big tech daddy himself, the Dahmer of podcasting,
What is that?
Luis Pablo.
I would rather not be known as that.
That sounds good, bro. There's a ring to that.
We're leaning in. We're leaning in.
Because he kills it every episode.
Sales it every yep, munch. And you know that voice, it's the mouth that's just one shot the hell up. It's me, Phill Golden Corral. Jesus, I'm hating this every week. You know how dumb it is to talk about yourself? Hey, you know that voice that just won't quit. It's me, I feel Golden Corral. Like, come on,
Are you
man.
feeling like a dancing monkey?
Oh my god.
I feel like being self-aware is part of it. Because everybody and their mother has a podcast now.
Yeah, for real.
Kim Kardashian just released her first episode.
Are you in serio?
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Now
it
we
took
gotta
this
compete
long.
with her.
It's gonna take her a while to catch up to Bro Taste This.
Yo, no, don't get discouraged. Barack Obama and the New Jersey Playboy himself had one.
Oh yeah, what's his name? Bruce Springsteen. The boss.
It sucked. Apparently, it flopped. Like nobody listened to it.
Oh yeah, because there were a couple of renegades.
Yeah, of course.
Did you ever tune into it?
No.
It's so crazy. It's like Obama's like, you know, a lot of people say that I'm a narcissist. And, you know, what's his face?
Yeah, most people who have a podcast are.
What's his face? The boss, Springsteen's like,
Bruce,
yeah. People say I'm an egomaniac.
You know, Bruce, people say that I am a narcissist.
Even Cool Hand Luke, I'm drunk all the time. Bruce Springsteen.
What is Bruce Springsteen known for? He was in some fucking band.
He got a
a ton of
DUI
music.
during the Super Bowl. That was the thing he was known for. He advertised a commercial for Chevy. No. He advertised a commercial for like
music.
Chevy or Ford or whatever.
Did
like,
you
was he
name
in a
some
band?
popular
So-
Bruce Springsteen songs? Can you look them up?
Born in the USA.
Oh, that is a banger.
Born in the USA.
He would apparently lean into like the whole working man persona. Apparently,
Yeah.
but like apparently nobody was buying it. I don't know.
Well, no, it was always satirical. It was like he was heavily against the war and all this stuff. The Born in the USA is like a mock. Like, look how like we're a small town. We're like all about like gunship and whatnot. But in reality, it's all about like it's anti-America song. Like Born in the USA.
Anti-America?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will not be having
I'm not that familiar with a lot of these.
But like you know,
websites.
Bruce Springsteen got his work with like the blue collar New Jersey scene because he's like you know he's tough ground.
I'm one of you guys.
Exactly.
All right.
And it's funny because the commercial that came out for like maybe 2 years ago for the Super Bowl for Chevy and Ford, it was like sometimes what it takes to be a renegade, it's waking up early every morning. Just talking about like it shows him like at working the farm, like in this new Chevy. Sometimes all it takes is being a renegade. And then he comes out with a DUI just like a couple of weeks after the Super Bowl.
Hey, yo, that's accurate.
Oh, yeah.
Can't be more
Speaking
of a
from some Wisconsin boys, that shit is accurate.
It can't be more of a renegade than that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's funny because I was watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians right before this, and it's airing the episode where Kim Kardashian says, "My advice to girls who want to make it in business is to get your fucking ass up and work."
Be a girl daddy. Be
And
a boss.
I couldn't agree more. I had absolutely no remorse for people who just sit there and want government handouts, you know, no matter working 40, 60 hours a week, trying to maintain 3 kids and support yourself, you know. Get your fucking ass up and work. It's because you're not working hard,
Damn right.
That is why you are not succeeding.
Work 80 hours.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have
That's
it
right.
too easy.
Yeah.
It's a fucking joke.
That's why I was against when Joe Biden forgave our student debt, right?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah.
They
I want him to
forgave
double it.
Yeah, exactly. They forgave 10,000. They should have added 10,000, bro. I'm about that grind.
You had it too easy up until now.
Like it's
Work
time to
harder.
start skipping meals. You know, eat a power bar. You know, macaroni and cheese too expensive. Just get that power bar.
There's this clip on TikTok that's going viral. I don't even know, what do you call something on TikTok? There's a TikTok or there's a video or like what do you call it?
Cancer? I mean, what's what it is?
I mean, I think you call it a TikTok, kind of like a tweet.
A TikTok that has gone viral. This kid, most likely on a podcast, but he's like, I don't drink, I don't play video games, I don't watch porn. And it's all these people just clowning him. And it's like, dude, that's the fucking most grind mindset I've ever heard in my life. This kid doesn't go out. He just does whatever the fuck he's doing. Mm-hmm. And that's it. No emotions whatsoever.
This guy's also living in 1905.
1905, or
he's a Renaissance man.
Or you're fucking 3005. I mean, this is ahead of the time.
Those are the characteristics of a psychopath, of a killer.
What of the
antisocial, work to the grind, sticks to himself, doesn't like communicating with others, doesn't view communicating with others as a thing,
Did
or
you
more
learn
of a
nothing
waste
from
of
the
space.
Jeffrey Dahmer show? Come on, man.
What a knucklehead. Dude, Dahmer was an interesting fellow, huh?
Real quick aside, did you mean to be in a red light?
Yes.
Okay.
Do I look stupid?
I don't know.
We can change it, man.
No, I was just I was asking.
Let's change it. Let's go. How does that look? Worse.
Worse.
Much worse. Let's. What about this?
Terrible.
Oh my! Don't do that. Your teeth. Oh my god! Don't do that.
No. What about just classic?
Wow.
Oh, that looks really good.
Yeah.
Makes your skin look good.
What about if we do one of these?
What about yellow?
What'd you call me?
Yellow.
Dude, they're. Here, let's go back to the white. There we go. That was good.
No, I don't. I think you should have gone back to red. Now the white is just too insinuating. Your. There we go.
Does that look good?
Go gold.
Motherfucker, this only has 5 buttons. You act like I'm controlling the whole LED system. Alright, sorry folks, audio listeners, all 3 of you.
We're just having fun here, folks.
We're just having fun, guys.
We're a couple knuckleheads knuckling around.
Yeah, exactly.
But Dahmer, out of Milwaukee one, I was looking into it, which I thought I knew a lot of, which I don't know anything. The fucking family got rewarded with $188,000 for like the family of like
Dahmer's family.
No, the boy. Oh my bad, from Milwaukee. The little Indonesian boy, the 14-year-old boy that was like zombie out. Since the way that the gross mishandling by the police department, because when the police got there, they're like, oh, they're doing gay shit. Let's not go in there at all.
Yeah,
that was like their response. Like, no, they're just doing their thing.
Boys being boys.
Yeah, and that's fucking crazy. The amount of times that he was like
getting that close to getting popped, but then they would.
He just kept saying, "Oh, we're doing." Like
that's some Looney Tune shit, dude.
He really leaned into it.
Well, to be fair, around that time period, it was the whole AIDS epidemic.
Oh, right.
And then Dr. Fauci was like saying, like, we don't know how bad this HIV/AIDS thing is, so be very careful, folks. So all these good-minded police folks. Not that I'm with the police. Well, all these simple-minded police folks.
You're the only one wearing blue for a reason.
Hey, man, you gotta back the blue somehow, brothers. Come on, brothers. But, like, it's funny that, like, they went to court. The family took the police department to court. The court awarded the family, like, what, 108? Can you look that up? 188,000. The family was rewarded or some shit like that. Which back then, even that amount, it's bonkers amount. Yeah. Maybe not enough for a 14-year-old Indonesian boy, but still enough. You know.
Apparently, one of those police officers is now a police chief.
Yeah, he's still a chief.
Yeah, he's a chief, and I don't know if it was Milwaukee. I had heard it was like northern Wisconsin.
Yeah, we got a
I can't find like a specific family, but all of the family's victims combined got awarded over $70 million.
Woo! Good.
Whoa.
I mean, they should be billing Fauci for that. If he would have gave us honest medical advice back in the 70s about what's going on.
And the lies just kept coming, didn't they?
Just kept pouring out.
He was working for your boy, though, Reagan.
Oh, yeah, Ronald Reagan.
Yeah.
Yep, the crack epidemic. Crack epidemic. You know who was the beacon of hope back then? Mr. Rogers. Breaking barriers back then. Mr. Rogers.
He was raising kids.
Yeah, didn't Mr. Rogers go into a pool with a black man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back when like it was for real.
Okay. Yeah,
Back in the
This is 100%
segregation.
true. Yeah, during the segregation, and everybody like,
Maybe-
we ain't sharing nothing. And then Mr. Rogers himself took his shoes off, and he's like, "Well, should be my neighbor." And then got into was it a kiddie pool? Right?
Yeah, a little kiddie pool filled up with like a little water hose.
Yeah,
It's like,
with a black man.
sometimes when it gets so hot, you
Was
just
this on
gotta
TV?
dry your feet.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. I couldn't tell if this was like.
That's why it was big news. It's like,
Something
holy
else
shit, it's
or- okay.
televised and
Yeah.
like, and it's bonkers because like segregation didn't that ended like in the 20s? Yeah, but there were still laws that like maybe didn't end in the 20s, 60s or 70s, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm lost in that, folks. But there's still certain states that still had like workaround laws. Oregon didn't become allow black people until
Hey, it's pronounced
90s?
Oregon.
My apologies.
It's pronounced Oregon, all right? If
Oh,
there's
yeah.
one thing I took away
From Nate Dogg?
from having Nate Dogg on, it's pronounced Oregon.
That is true. My apologies, folks. But yeah, no, it's crazy.
It's
It
crazy
took
how
forever.
TV can really. You forget back then, but like people were that's all they did was just watch TV and beat the shit out of their wife and son. But like TV really changed people's mindset.
Yeah.
Like Will and Grace is the reason why like people are more comfortable with gay marriage and gay sex.
Yeah.
The show Will and Grace, and now there's a rom-com starting Billy on the Street called Bros that he actually wrote and directed, and now he's in it, and it's gonna be like I'm excited to see it. I think Billy on the Street's fucking hilarious.
And the director is Judd Apatow, who's
He's producing it.
Oh, he's producing it.
Yeah, he's producing it.
Well, then it's got his name on it, so I mean,
Yeah, no,
Hopefully.
exactly.
hopefully he could produce the same quality as like past like Knocked Up, and perhaps this is the generation of the stoner classic for the the gay people. Or
Yeah, and it's also
pride. I don't know.
I feel like romantic comedies are kind of making a comeback. Did you guys watch that recent Kid Cudi movie? That's kind of a romantic comedy.
The Don't Look Up.
No,
He was in that movie.
he was in that movie for a split second.
Mm-hmm.
No, what was it called?
It's called Entergalactic. It's Leo, do you want to pull up the Rotten Tomato score?
What is it on?
It's on Netflix.
Thank you.
But he's been working on it for a few years, and what it is, it's a movie / album collaboration. So he made the movie and then kind of made music for the movie and kind of like wrote it all together, like just one big like, I guess piece of art.
Like a rock opera kind of a thing.
Kind of, but it's like his music, and so he actually Virgil Abloh helped design and like dress all the characters, and the art style is really cool. It looks like Into the Spider-Verse, but it's essentially the movie like for what it is. It's just like a romantic comedy. Like,
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
So how does it like play, or like does it sound like a musical, or like?
No. Just
What
it's
is
like it's the soundtrack is just badass. 'Cause
Oh,
it's Kid Cudi
okay.
music.
Okay. All right.
But, like,
Bet.
all the songs.
So it's a rom-com with like the
Kid-
soundtrack being produced by Kid Cudi
Yeah.
and being made and everything.
Right.
That's badass.
And it's getting rated pretty well, right?
Yeah, the tomato meter has it at 95%, and audience score also has it at 95%.
Which
Nice.
is like pretty rare to
So
see.
you can't trust that, right, Phil? It's run by libs.
Well, the critic,
It's also like
the fans reviews you can.
Bruh.
it's neck to neck with the Spirit of Halloween, the movie.
You know what? Juan
That
brought
one's
a
at
good point.
56%.
Rotten Tomatoes is bought by Bezos. Go ahead and look at the IMDb of that bad boy.
The IMDb score of it.
Yeah, or the
good.
Metacritic, bro. Metacritic.
No, IMDb. Bezos owns IMDb. Fucking
That one
goose.
too?
No, it's not Rotten Tomatoes. He owns Amazon owns IMDb, not Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, yeah, we can touch tomatoes on.
Oh my god.
Which movie?
Oh, I was talking about the website, but yeah, the Rotten Tomatoes are good. You gotta keep up to date with this stuff. It's hard to. All these companies and millionaires are buying everybody out, brothers. They're gonna buy us out soon.
Would you accept a paycheck from Mark Zuckerberg if you wanted to pay, let's say, $1 million each for Bro Taste This?
Well, I don't. Realistically, he
Let's say-
wouldn't offer us that much because he's having hard times paying his employees to even use the metaverse. You guys see that? He's like urging his employees at Meta to like, please get onto the metaverse. Like, we need more
really?
people.
There's
they're
not
having
enough
troubles.
adoption.
No, not enough inner adoption from the workforce.
Top 5 most
Did you guys
used.
hear about his interview?
With
On
who?
Rogan?
No, Mark Zuckerberg. He was mad at Apple. Because, like, he thinks that Apple is actively working to take down Facebook, pretty much. Oh, yeah, like, Well, there was an interview at the new Meta Quest event that they had, where one of the interviewers asked Mark Zuckerberg how does it feel that Apple is releasing VR at the same year you guys are, when they literally destroy their ad business on all Apple devices. And then Mark Zuckerberg at first was just trying to answer it professionally, but they're I don't think it's a coincidence. I don't think they're as a company that cares about their customers as much as they say. They're out here to ruin the competition.
Wait, Zuckerberg said this?
Yeah,
what?
I literally heard it on the way over here. I was
that's so interesting.
Go to hell, Zuckerberg. That's what you were doing.
Go to hell, Zuckerberg.
Yeah, he was doing the same thing.
He was answering all professionally, but he started saying yeah, this isn't a coincidence.
He's getting visibly flustered. He's they're I get it. It's business, but what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
He's I thought we were cool.
Because Meta is releasing a brand new Oculus, right, this year.
Yeah.
It's I forget what the fuck it's called. It's got all these weird adjectives in front of it. It's the MetaQuest Cyber Pro or something.
Are you gonna get it?
Fuck no. We just got one. We just had the Quest 2. And it works well. I mean, I really like using it, so.
Dude, bro, Dave & Buster's is going, all the VR shit. Have you been to Dave & Buster's recently?
Are they?
Recently, no.
Oh, yeah.
I really want to play one of those, really immersive ones.
It's crazy. They go down. So you go to the screen, all right, cool. And then the thing comes above you. And it lowers, and then it's got the headset and the little hand thing. They have a Star Wars game. You can play as a Jedi.
Oh, that's badass.
That is really cool.
Bro.
Yeah, I know they have a Star Wars VR game already, but if you have a professional setup, I'm sure it's a lot more fucking helpful. Because
I want one of those where I want to run, the ones with the treadmill.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
The trackpad.
Yeah.
It's essentially a 360 treadmill. So it's what it is. It's a giant belt around a ball, and so as you're running, it's just
it records whatever direction you're going.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, we're going full guinea pig at that point.
Play some Star Wars Battlefield.
Little hamster wheel.
Just running out there. Yeah, dude. I mean, I don't think we're too far from having warehouses. Those already exist.
Oh yeah.
People just have giant rooms of VRs.
They can play laser tag, but professional with the headset and all that shit.
Memes and on videos on Instagram where people are playing.
Yeah, that's what made me think of this. There's so many memes about it. Yeah,
they're running and screaming.
Yeah. There's zombie games like Resident Evil with what I just described, the full haptic armor and the gun and the roll ball belt thing.
Mm-hmm.
And people are freak out like crazy. Literally, no, get this thing off me, get this.
Yeah.
And they're running away from it.
So there's this plank game where you're up 100 stories or something like that. And what it is it's a plank just hanging off of a building.
Oh, God.
And you walk out 5 feet.
It's a vertigo machine.
You can look over and you're you can see the depth difference of being over all these fucking cars, and you're on I'm guessing it's New York City, right? And that famous actor Eugenio Derbez was recently in an accident because his son was oh, we should play this game, and Eugenio was nah, I don't want to play, let's just watch some bullshit, right? His son's no, we should play it, come on. And so he puts him in the game, and I don't know, he explains it, but I don't know if his son set up because you could just buy a 2x4 or something to simulate the plank, or you can just have regular floor. And Eugenio using it freaked out, fell, and then you feel you're falling in the game, and he freaked out more, and he ended up falling down a set of stairs and shattered his shoulder.
Jesus.
Yeah, and he was just telling this, and he's you gotta be really careful. He's on a hospital bed, he's you gotta be really careful. And then I told my son I didn't want to play this. And
Bro, he's basically blaming his kid.
And he was literally I'm about to pass out from the pain, please put me in an emergency vehicle, please call 911.
Yeah.
All this shit, severely fucking, he is never gonna be the same again. And it's from playing.
He's I told my son I didn't want to play.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. No, I've seen people throw themselves through the TV or run into walls. It's
chill, rip the headset off.
I've been playing the VR for, I think we've had it for a month now. Not once have I been oh shit, I feel are people just fucking stupid? Are people just fucking... It's are they not breaking the illusion of like it's just a game?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I don't fucking understand.
Yo, this is making me think. Do you think, like, with enough of these sort of incidents, that there would ever be like class action lawsuits or like I don't know, some sort of like heavy-handed regulation that people would ask for?
No, because I mean the meta. I think it's like 18 plus. Like you have to be. I don't know if it's 18 plus. Leo, can you check that, please? The age to use a meta, like they just recommend it, but
they had big issues early in the year about like 13-year-olds going to metaverse strip clubs and like.
Oh yeah.
So I don't think there is an age thing. If there was,
There's metaverse strip clubs.
Oh yeah, there's virtual reality strip clubs.
Metas are designed for age 13 and above.
Correct. Yep. I knew 13-year-olds would get it in there somehow. So either A, they were lying, or B, they just allow them at 13. Nice, young, and tight 13.
They just don't give a fuck. Dude, it's at your own risk. But
It also does say that Meta Quest devices are not toys and are not to be used by children under 13. Younger children have greater risk of injury and adverse effects than older users.
But the interesting thing is that it's the older generation that's putting these things on and getting hurt.
Mm-hmm. The 13-year-olds is just going on there trying to learn how to make meth from some dude and some king of the hill, Hank Hill ass looking dude from Ohio.
Yeah, it's so fucking bizarre.
I've seen YouTube videos of like people like talking to each other. It was like, it says in the open lobby chat, you can dress as your avatar and whatnot, and it's just you could either harass or you could start, giving information out and be like, y'all want to learn how to make meth? Just go on down and figure it out. It's not regulated. There's no way to stop it.
No, exactly. I mean, it's a very open source market.
I would rather have my children going on there learning how to make amphetamines rather than learning how to do penny stocks or day trading from some dude that like invest in GNC right now. Buy. Because those are also grifters on there too. Unlike
so wait, let me get this straight. You would rather have your son.
Wait, what?
You would rather have your son or daughter or whatever.
Be Walter White.
Oh, whatever they identify as.
Or whatever to learn how to cook drugs than to learn how to expand their financial portfolio.
Oh yeah. To be Robin Hood day traders?
I think you were just talking about following like the TV personality.
Did you guys watch that Netflix documentary about I can't remember. It's got to do with the whole GameStop dilemma from like 2 years ago.
Oh shit, yeah.
So they just made this like 3-part documentary about pretty much from the beginning to the end how it happened. And it all started with this one guy called like Rage Kitty or something like that, but he was like a daily streamer streaming his like financial advice.
Didn't he go to court, that one guy?
Yes, he did.
Okay, yeah.
So he had spent
what was his name?
$700,000. He had $700,000 worth of GameStop shares, and then he had also found out about this guy I'm explaining it terribly, but Netflix does a really good job of explaining how it all works. Mm-hmm. He was telling people to invest, and that's when they first caught wind. And then later on down the line, you see like regular people having money from the 2020. What was the check?
Oh, the stimulus.
Yeah, people got the stimulus check, and like people were putting up their savings, and then it went from like $20 to $30 to $100 to kept climbing up, and then Robinhood actually stopped people from being able to buy more, and it turns out that it's this whole financial shithole, but
highly illegal what they did. Robinhood actively stopping people from trading because that is you can't legally do that.
Right. Whether
that's unconstitutional, I forget what the legal jargon is.
Yeah, but the problem was, in order for Robinhood to be able to let people pay and buy stocks, they need to borrow money from the bank, and then eventually the bank can be like, hey, you're borrowing so much money, we need to see some of your assets. And the reason Robinhood stopped people from buying it is because they could no longer afford to essentially like take the quick loan because they wanted to go public themselves, and now Robinhood is like doing really, really bad.
Oh yeah.
So it turned out to be like this whole fucking thing, this whole scheme. So I think you're right. I think your kid would probably be better off buying and selling instruments to make cocaine and crack,
meth,
than day trading.
Methamphetamines. Yes.
Exactly. What was the fellow's name, Leo?
The guy's name was Keith Gill.
Yes, Keith Gill.
And his name on YouTube was Roaring Kitty.
That's what it was. Yeah. So Keith, go. You.
Because he was his
He
attentive.
never sold. He just never sold.
Is his
Yeah.
hold?
He lost his 13 million.
Yeah.
Because he's never sold it.
He's like, I think if he would have sold, then he would have been in like some financial troubles.
Yeah. Legal financial troubles.
Yeah, but he's
and
like,
well, it says here that it started off because Ryan Cohen, the former CEO of Chewy, invested 9% on a random day, and that's when a bunch of Redditors found it, and they thought it was undervalued.
yeah, they thought that like, because the Chewy.com is like the whole dog prescription and like, or I should say subscription, where they would just send your dog like a box of treats and shit. And it was competing with Amazon, so they all thought, oh, he's investing in GameStop. They're going to make GameStop compete with Amazon for games. It never fucking happened. However, GameStop just sold some PS5s. So if you want one, go get one at select stores.
I literally was at a GameStop not too long ago and like saw this advertised like we have PS5 bundles inside.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn, how much? $570s, $580, depending on what controller you
Yeah,
get.
depending on what you want.
Yeah, I was like, damn, all right.
So yeah, GameStop is on the come up. Maybe maybe Keith goes right. Maybe we should.
Maybe everybody should be investing right now.
Keep holding, baby, keep holding.
Yeah, we're gonna go back to the moon.
Oh yeah. Speaking of the moon, today we're gonna be talking about what? What are we talking about? Serial killers? Do you want to go right into it?
Yeah, we're talking about
Because
serial killers.
I am moons over my hammies for this.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking about some of our.
Speaking of serial killers, Cocoa Crunch or Lucky Charms?
Lucky Charms?
All right.
Let's get it. Cereal? Diabetes?
You guys never heard that joke?
No, I was.
Wait, what?
I was so confused. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Speaking of serial killer, he started saving off a bunch of cereals. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I remember the first time I heard the word serial killer, and you think about like actual breakfast cereal, and I was like, I don't get the two, but it's like cereal.
This guy loves Cap'n Crunch and killing people? Jeez.
He's just like me.
Like during breakfast?
But yeah, today we're gonna be talking about some of our favorites. With every
Past favorites, maybe ongoing too.
Some real knuckleheads.
Some legends.
yeah, just some legends of the game, and it's very interesting that we're from Wisconsin, and a few of the guys we're gonna talk about today, some of the most prominent in history,
Old Wisco.
are actually from Wisconsin, and apart from John Wayne Gacy, is from Chicago, but
Which is
Very
like a
good
hop,
business.
skip, a jump away from
Exactly.
us.
Yeah.
2-hour drive.
80 miles.
Minimum.
Exactly. It's very interesting. I kind of want to go first because I want to talk about the devil himself that everybody has been gushing about, which
Joe
is
Biden?
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden, the devil himself. But you don't gush for Biden? My bad.
Dude, you are so conservative.
My bad.
You are such a Trumpy.
Now go on.
Why are you so?
Why do you
Bob
burp
Wallace.
into the mic?
Why are you so Trumpy? Why are you so
Trumpy?
conservative? Yeah, why are you so right-wing fascist?
Before we get into the serial killers, I just got back from my brother's, my white brother's bachelor party, and doggies, I am a Green Beret at heart, right? It's just a bunch of West Point, high ranking people in the military that are gonna indirectly are gonna kill lots of people, right, in the future.
I'm pretty sure
Indirectly.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm pretty sure
They're
directly.
the,
Well,
ones, they're the ones picking up the weapons.
We were just hanging out, just all swimming around, skinny dipping, watching King of the Hill. It was great. This Airbnb, they had a giant projector by the pool,
Yeah.
and the my brother's dad came over Sunday morning. He's like,
Yeah.
none of this is up to code. This light shouldn't be by the pool. This projector's too close. This can cause fire damage and et cetera, et cetera. But I'm a Green Beret at heart. So maybe maybe I give a so much shit about my country, turns me into a conservative fascist. Well, that's something I won't stand for because I love America too much.
Did you get all that list?
I have no idea what that means.
You ever skinny dip with a bunch of Green Berets?
No.
No?
No.
I think you were just mesmerized by them.
Yeah, I think
What?
you were just staring at white cock all weekend.
I think
No, wait, now hold on there.
You think maybe you were feeling like a tingle of attraction?
Attraction for the red, white, and blue? For my country, goddammit. See, here I am with a bunch of heathens and don't give a...
You sound like somebody who just ran over an illegal immigrant. And you're like, I just love my country so much, I took it in my own hands.
I knew justice had to be served somehow. But no, I got back and I'm a Green Beret at heart. I'm a,
Feeling
an army
good?
boy.
Really patriotic lately?
Goddamn right.
You're about to go to the store and steal some valor?
They even gave me a nickname the whole weekend. They called me Compressed Momoa. I look like Jason Momoa if he was just compressed down a little bit.
Or the other.
Wide.
Or the
Shrunken and
opposite.
widened. Compressed Momoa.
That is really funny.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Compressed Momoa. I think we found you another nickname.
Hey,
Or they did, at least.
the Compressed Momoa of podcasting.
All right, enough of your Trump...
My Trump boys getting
Your
naked.
Trump sex adventure.
Exactly. Yeah,
My Trump
your
escapades.
sexual outing that you just had. I wanted to talk about my personal... I think that Dahmer is an interesting one because of all the stuff that he said after the fact of getting caught. So, Ted Bundy, for example, was a dude who was like, I'm not guilty, and decided to represent himself after his lawyer was like, dude, I can get you like under 10 years, like for killing all those people. And he's like, nah, because then I have to admit that I'm insane.
Who's that lawyer though? Because like
That seems
10
like,
years.
that seems like he was overselling that.
OJ should have hired him.
I think no, it wasn't something. Yeah, 10 years is too short, but it was something along the lines of like, if you just admit that you're insane, we can have a real shot at this, and you'll be able to like come out of jail. And all it took was Bundy being like, I'm guilty, I'm insane, I have no idea what I'm doing.
But he's too much of an intellect to be like, no, I was actually completely sane the whole time. No.
I disagree. He's a fucking idiot narcissist. That's what he was. And then at the end, he's
Well,
like,
that's what he viewed himself as. Like, I would never say I'm crazy because, like, I am too great, too smart, a narcissist, and etc.
yeah, exactly. And he was also, what the fuck was I supposed? What was I just gonna say?
Gay.
No, he blamed it on porn at the end. Like, there's that interview of him, and he's like, the reason I did everything was because I was exposed to porn at such a young age, and that's what, I had these violent images in my head. Meanwhile,
He was an incel?
yes. Meanwhile, Wisconsin's very own Mr. Dahmer.
Yeah.
By the way, we just wanted to preface this, which is we're not sexualizing, we're not romanticizing the idea of these people that we're talking about today.
We aren't, but you ladies are, and knock it off. There's good guys like me out there.
We just all think we're doing Spooktober, and we just think that it's very interesting that a lot of these killers are from Wisconsin area.
Was Dahmer from Wisconsin?
Yeah, Dahmer was born.
Damn, I thought his ass was from Seattle.
No, he was from Ohio.
No, his ass was from Seattle.
What?
Yeah, I've
He
always.
was from Ohio, but most of his killings happened in Milwaukee.
Yeah, Bundy was from Seattle because I thought the same thing.
I was closing my eyes halfway through.
Zac Efron was so hot.
Yeah,
I didn't even notice what they were
he played
saying.
Ted Bundy.
Oh, Zac Efron, yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about Dahmer.
No,
Oh.
Dahmer was born and raised in Milwaukee.
That's
so
what I
like,
fucking said.
I thought you were talking about
Didn't he live in
Bundy.
Ohio?
Fucking Momoa piece of shit.
Compressed Momoa.
Another Phillip.
No,
love.
Milwaukee. It says Milwaukee, yeah.
I thought we were still talking about Ted Bundy.
Somewhere like at Whitefish Bay. Like Dahmer's dad, he's still around up in Milwaukee.
Where's Bundy from? Was he from Seattle or am I just high?
No, Bundy was from. Dude,
Yeah, Bundy's from
You're gonna
somewhere.
make me break this fucking table.
All right, let's move. Let's keep it going. Then.
about to break.
Phillip. But yeah, he was from the Milwaukee area, and it was interesting that he was so precise, and like he knew exactly what he was doing, and the entire time he hated himself. He hated what he did. Almost turned himself in. And towards the end, when he got caught, he was like, I admit to everything I did. And his dad...
This is Dahmer, right?
We're talking about Dahmer.
Yeah.
He told his dad, like, hey, the police officers told his dad, they're like, by the way, your son has killed, we think, like, more than 10 people, and he's gay. And all he heard was, my son's gay? And they stood by him the whole time. His mom and dad supported him and were trying to help him out.
Oh, wow. That's loving, accepting parents.
Hey, listen, man, you can't pick your family.
No, you can. You can't pick your family, but you can kill them. Wonka wonka.
Dude, yeah, he gets pulled into the room, and like it's really sad because I think the documentary does a really good job of showing it. And then they have the documentary in which Evan Peters plays a Dahmer, and then they have like the actual Dahmer tapes, which have never been heard before. Those are not easy to listen to. That's not your typical podcast that you just play in the background. It's very dark and twisted, and you find out some of like the real, like, inside thought process that Dahmer was having. Like the reason he went to a very poor black neighborhood was because he knew that it was not going to be visited by the police, unlike now where they're over policed. But even like the stuff that he was saying to get away was like, oh, officer, we're just doing gay stuff. Like, no need to come in here.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, oh, go on your merry way, fellow. What are you doing in this neck of woods? And Jay's like, yeah, I'm gay.
Just keep it down. The neighbors are complaining.
Yeah, exactly. And like the neighbor, in the first episode of the Dahmer series, the neighbor literally says like, I called you motherfuckers, telling the police like hundreds of times, and you guys did nothing. And yeah, they found all these like carcasses, and bro, the fact that he had like 3 full skulls. I'm sorry, not skulls,
like body parts and limbs and stuff.
Yeah, the full skeletons of like some of his victims. Like, dude, like like bleach to the bone.
He would have those barrels of like chemicals in there to get rid of the bodies and
3
shit.
more rotting corpses.
And didn't he also have like a skeleton, like one of his drawers, like fully arranged how it's supposed to go?
Yeah. Just
like a taxidermist in him was like, oh, I gotta rearrange this.
He's a
Like
curious
human
fellow.
anatomy, just, like, arranged.
What the fuck was
Did
that?
one of those just explode?
Don't be talking about Dahmer like that. See, that's the ghost of Dahmer. Dahmer's coming back, dude. He's pissed.
There's like a black mark over there, but I don't think it's from that.
I think it might have been this light. We should probably turn these lights off.
Yeah, let's turn those off, dude.
Nah, we're fine, guys. We're fine. We're
That's
just,
Dahmer.
hey, we're gonna let them get to us?
He's about to munch on us
Come on.
right now, brother.
Come on, fellas.
Yeah, like scratch. Go on these.
Oh, wow, it did.
Where? Let me see.
That. Oh, no, never mind. They all
I
look
thought
like
it was
that.
like that.
What
Something.
the-
All I know is something shot off.
Mhm.
Well,
That or Leo farted. He's
Well,
like-
we're not gonna let them get to us,
that
guys.
concludes the episode.
Oh shit, what's going on?
Ooh.
He's trying to communicate with us. Bro, that was scary. That fucking freaked me out.
It was loud as
Especially
hell.
right in my headphones.
That was loud as hell.
Oh, they caught in the headphones?
Yeah, loud as fuck.
Oh
It sounded
my
like a gun went off.
It did sound like that.
That's scary.
But the thing that was most interesting to me was that they wanted to study his brain and kind of see how
Why he was the way he was, basically.
Exactly. And his mother was like, yes, please, like, do it.
Save my little baby boy.
They had, he was murdered in prison. But,
Oh, his cellmate was like, "No, bro, not that gay shit in here."
no, dude, his cellmate did something worse. So,
Bashed him with a pipe.
yeah, one of the bench bars in the jail. So Dahmer had actually befriended somebody at the jail, and Dahmer said, I should go to hell for the stuff I did. I'm extremely guilty. And he ended up forgiving himself because John Wayne Gacy, I think, was one of the ones that said, like, I don't feel remorseful. Like, I think what I did wasn't wrong. And Gacy was like, I know what I did was wrong. Oh, I'm sorry. But Dahmer was like, I know what I did was wrong. I'm a fucking criminal. I'm awful. I should, like, burn in hell. But then he started forgiving himself and, like, was like, I have made my terms with God and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a guy in prison who was extremely religious and decided to kill his friend and him during cleaning duty one day. And the guards didn't stop him.
Like in the weight room?
They were just outside one day, and while they were at cleaning duty, he killed one dude with a mop, and then he killed Dahmer with the bench press.
Bro.
Damn, bro, I read a different thing,
What
like
did
a
you
totally different perspective of it. It was like totally different.
What, justified?
No, that this one dude, the dude who did it, one, you're right, he did it with some weight room equipment.
Yes.
That he was like reacting to Dahmer taunting like the other inmates during lunch, because apparently he would rearrange his food to look like guts and like all sorts of like gnarly shit.
Oh, he's
And-
hazing him.
I don't know, and then like he kind of took it like almost like
fuck you.
a race revenge sort of thing, that he like had those sort of feelings in there, that he was like, oh well, I'm gonna get you back for like getting all these like young black males. Oh, and then after that he was given like 16 years of solitary for doing that crime.
16 years.
So now like this means I'm wondering like
I'm sure the
what
truth is somewhere in the
details.
middle.
Yeah.
I know that, like, because it wasn't just, like, coincidence, like, because from, like, what I saw, so, like, the guy that wanted to kill them was saying that, like, God told him to kill them. And the cops literally put them in the same cleaning thing and then just locked them up and left.
That's what I'm saying. Like he was extremely
Okay.
Like, they didn't
religious.
come back for like hours, and then when they came back, they're both dead. So it's like,
Yeah,
Damn.
the guards were like nowhere. They were like, oh, whatever happens.
It was like an
They pulled
Epstein
Epstein,
situation.
yeah.
Yeah,
And a John McAfee
Yeah, right.
situation.
like you're giving them access to a fucking 45-pound.
wait, guys, I can hear the thing. It's
Oh
like,
really?
Past
The
the
court, I passed the ball.
headless skull, headless cranium
Uh-huh.
of Dahmer after it was bashed in by some janitors. Pulled a Chris Benoit. But no, the thing that I'm going to talk about that I like actually had some interest in prior to this is the I vaguely talked about it on the when we did an episode about the Courtney Love and Bigfoot and the how the
most horrendous cocktail I've ever tasted in my life.
oh yeah, it was gnarly. I kind of forgot what it was, Midori or something, and
It was gin
Gin.
and vodka, and I want to remind you, a splash of
Ginger ale.
Yeah.
I remember that.
You
Very
might as
tough.
well have just whispered the word ginger ale over it. Like that's how much it was fucking.
Booze.
By
That's
the
how
way,
boozy it was.
before you get into what you want to talk about, I definitely forgot to mention was a Negroni Spogliatio. This clip has been going viral on TikTok of the Queen Alicent and Princess Rhaenyra actresses interviewing each other, and they ask each other like, "What's your go-to cocktail?" Juan, you have been making this cocktail for a while now.
Yeah.
How are people reacting to it?
The same exact way. In real life?
Yes.
Okay, so it's a really pretty red-looking drink, but it drinks like a Manhattan or like a real sipper, like some drink that'll put hair on your chest.
Yeah.
So, and Campari is a very bitter liqueur, so people are naturally kind of like abrasive to it. But because it looks so pretty, people like a lot of basic like chicken tendy ladies will order it and expect it to be like fruity, like cherry or strawberry or something like that.
Like an
It's
Aperol
not.
spritzer or something.
And even Aperol will like
Aperol's
get the
pretty
same
good.
reaction. Like, yeah, people will expect these because they're red and orange liqueurs to be really pretty, so they're like thinking, oh, it's gonna be sweet, it's gonna be fruity.
No.
It's not.
And they see the name Prosecco and they're like,
Ooh, I
I've
would
had
like that.
in mimosas.
Yeah, yeah,
And then
exactly.
that's the sweet part. It's like, no.
oh,
Exactly.
they're getting like nasty reaction to it, like
But
yeah.
to be fair though, I'm like, if you already can handle things like an old fashioned, then this is like a totally pretty good drink for you. Like,
Yeah.
as long as you can handle like a sipper or a martini that's like not fruit based, like an actual gin or vodka martini, then you're fine.
So
Like,
what are
this
they?
is just a drink for like the more veteran crowd,
They're just doing Prosecco and Campari.
It's 1 part sweet vermouth, 1 part Campari, and then ice, and then topped off with Prosecco.
Oh,
It's honestly really good. Yeah, it is really good, and it's like a sweeter version of a Negroni. So like, it's not quite as bitter as a Negroni.
Why'd you make that face, you fucking racist?
Oh.
Something else that makes you happy is murder.
Murder.
now tell us about the
Murder's on
killers,
my
buddy.
mind. So, as I was saying about the whole Bigfoot thing, the one thing that really drew me to the whole, like, I guess it's not even Bigfoot, the missing 411, is the characteristics or the common similarities between these different cases that were so spread out, right? So, one thing that led to, like, here in Wisconsin, in 2018, there was some dude that went missing in Whitewater, Kettle Moraine,
For
the
real?
area. Yeah. And, like, I kind of forgot his name, but if you look this up, Whitewater, 2018, missing, found dead, Kettle Moraine. His circumstances are pretty weird because he's a perfectly healthy young 20-year-old boy. Goes missing, essentially gone for maybe 7 days or a week or something like that. They searched the area. They found his body again. But his body, during the autopsy, reveals like he could have been dead for more than 24 hours. So, like, what was he doing? What was going on? So that's just one like weird characteristic that I was like, oh holy shit, that's the missing 401. That's Bigfoot, right? So I knew about like this case like earlier, like years ago, right? And then we were talking about the smiley face killers because it grew in popularity. The smiley face killers is a bunch of
How are those two things connected though?
and here I go. So the smiley face killers is like the spring of killings from like it started like in the late 90s, right? And it kind of started with this dude named
Mr. Smiley?
No, Chris Jenkins from
John Smiles?
Mr. Smiles. No, that's a movie out there now. Smile, go on and check it. sponsored by Bro Taste This.
The movie was pretty creepy.
Yeah,
It's pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
We should probably definitely go watch it.
We should. That would be pretty fun.
I would enjoy that. But the 2002, this guy from Minnesota, Chris Jenkins, he's like maybe 22 years old at that point. It's at a Halloween party. One thing to be taken from these like people that are going missing is a lot of them that disappear are out drinking, right? They're out at a party, they're at a bar, etc., etc.
And you don't think Occam's razor applies in this situation?
Arkham, like
Occam's razor, like the simplest.
we talking about Batman?
No,
Like Arkham
like-
Asylum. Let's roll, brother.
Occam's razor, the idea that the simplest answer is usually the right one. Like,
No, see,
Absolutely not.
like you don't think that like all of these people that are involved with alcohol in these very rural, uncontrolled landscapes can sometimes get
Gotta be
lost.
Bigfoot.
see, I love that. You think like a
I'm
a
asking.
detective. You think like
I'm
a
asking.
like a
You think
police
like a
officer.
liberal.
I'm sorry, I can't help myself.
So yes, that'd be pretty cool if it was just like Arkham's razor or whatever the hell
Occam's
he's
razor.
exactly.
And
But-
I've heard you use that. I'm surprised you like.
I talked about Arkham Asylum. I talked about Arkham City. Maybe Arkham Origins. but
No, like
never-
we've talked about it and you
Knight
used
is
it.
Gotham
technically
Knights.
a sequel
Yeah.
to Arkham City, but
Right.
it doesn't really make sense because in the
How is Barbara Gordon still thick even though she got shot? Who
Exactly.
knows? Okay, but yeah, no. So okay, it'd be cool if that was the issue, but
Yeah, Occam's
but it's
razor.
not.
But it's not. They found this dude who was from Minnesota in the Indianapolis River near the Fox Oregon Den or whatever. He was gone for like 40 days, right? They found him. Same situation with the dude in Whitewater. His body could have been dead for more than 48 hours or something like that because the way it decomposes or decompositions didn't play fully for like what it would seem for 40 days of him being gone,
Yeah.
right? So he's only been dead for 48 hours. And a lot of these people are like mostly males, right? Young males of like 20-something, athletic, going to college, healthy. That's Juan. That's the noise that you're hearing. It's
guys, the four of us are in trouble.
no. Juan's getting scared. He's like, holy shit, I'm in my 20s.
I'm always
What?
hanging out in those places too.
He is too.
Yeah.
And they find him 40 days later. They do the autopsy. They mark it as suicide, right?
Yeah.
Because, well, like Juan said, clearly that's Arkham's razor. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. So they just sharked it up as suicide. And then here comes a detective like me.
Can I make an observation?
Another Arkham's observation? Go on.
Kinda, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So usually the guys who hang out in these places are guys in their 20s who are young, who are healthy and athletic, and are seeking these sort of things out.
Causation does not equal
So
correlation.
So for the coincidence between like two males that fit that demographic, yeah, that's who's hanging out in those
I
places.
disagree.
So let me get this straight.
I'm sorry, Elise. I'm sorry.
I want you to look at the camera and say, because he was dressed that way, he deserved it. Is that what you were saying?
That's exactly what I'm fucking saying.
Okay.
Maybe they shouldn't have been hanging out in those places at that time of day.
All right.
Yeah.
We got that confirmed.
Maybe they should have had some like self-defense tool or something on them.
Juan stands with Harvey Weinstein. Hashtag. Let's get that hashtag
I
going.
stand with the squatch. Alright?
God damn. No, they've...
So just some observations here. Those are the people who hang out there.
Yeah, like you said, Arkham's observation. But
Yes,
the autopsy...
Occam's razor.
Yep. And you would have marked it down as suicide. Me...
Yeah.
Fool.
This she from a town in Indiana, my bad, not India, Indiana, becomes the police chief of where they found the boy. He reopens the case because like clearly it's a homicide. They look at the autopsy. The alcohol that was in his body would not have equaled out to what they would dub as like intoxication, found dead at the lake.
What are you saying? That he was really drunk?
No, well, like you said, because he left the bar. Clearly, he must have been drunk. But when they did the autopsy of the time of his death, there wasn't alcohol in it. But they would then find GHB. All of these cases, GHB is in the blood system.
That's
and,
the date rape drug.
Correct. And a lot of people are asking, GHB, isn't that European? Isn't that date rape drug? Yes. But during the 70s and the 80s, there was a lot of the Disco Inferno A lot of the discotheque.
It used to be sold at GNC in order to help you relax and.
Yes, that's something I did not know about
shit.
that. Bodybuilders and people.
Small cases, but yes.
The reason why it's sold at GMC is because it helps with the metabolism and building back the muscle. So, like, not only was it a party drug, but after it was, like, you know, stigmatized as, like, it's a day rape drug, professional athletes switched over to GHB because our body produces just a small amount of GHB, which helps out with the metabolism.
Right, GNC wasn't selling, like, gallons worth.
No.
It's kind of, like melatonin or something.
They were doping.
But, like, super powerful or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, like, it was made pharmaceutically, the GHB, it was intended...
All right, go on, though.
No, we're going to go deep into this. It was intended for the...
Tom Segura overdosed on it?
Did you?
Yeah, early on. Because it's supposed to be, like, a muscle relaxer, like, help for, like, surgery and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But it just made people, like, pass out and sleepy. So a lot of these cases, you find GHB in it, right? And that was, like, in 2002. They found multiple cases throughout these bands. It's still happening to this day. Right, the latest one was in 2018 out in Pennsylvania by a guy named Tommy Booth. Right, this one's even weirder. So he goes to a bar, right? Surveillance footage right there, him entering the bar with his friends, and then bam, he's gone for 2 weeks. His friends don't know what happened. They all got drunk. They all experienced same fatigue blackout. Because usually these people that go out there with their coworkers or with their college mates, but they all get drunk or they get separated